This woman is so unlucky. The first time she has ever traveled by yacht, it has an accident. She can just jump into the water to save herself. It's not that easy to swim to shore. But then she finds out that this is a deserted island. More importantly, except for her, the only person who survives is a strange man called Manuel. In order to maintain their lives, they have to help each other to catch fish. Because of this supporting life, they have become closer to each other. They even warm each other by hugging. The next morning when they wake up, the first thing they do is to check if there is any rescue team. Manuel sets out to build a hut for shelter. So they both make a simple small hut with some trees and leaves, waiting for a rescue team to come. They also take this advantage to enjoy nature. 2 days later, while fishing near a reef, Manuel finds a man who is still alive on the rock. So he brings him back to the island. Turns out he is Jennifer's husband, Jack. Manuel is not happy when seeing both of them hanging out together. At that time, he has fallen in love with Jennifer. Facing this husband who suddenly appears here, he doesn't know what to do except for being jealous. They are spouses anyways, so he's just an outsider. Then he feels lonely. But the point is that Jennifer's husband is very selfish. He eventually suspects Manuel of having desires on his wife, no matter how hard they have tried to explain to him. One day, when Manuel is not there, Jack takes this opportunity to divide the hut into 2 parts. Not only that, he even separates his bed and their bed. Manuel is so pissed. So he decides to stop providing them with food. Jennifer just has no choice but to be on her husband's side in the argument. However, 2 days have passed, Jack still couldn't catch a fish. The only things he can find are small snails. As opposed to Manuel, who always has great meals. He will dry the rest of the fish to save for later. One time, when Jack is catching fish, Manuel secretly gives Jennifer some seafood. After Jack knows this, he is mad and about to have a talk with Manuel. But then he finds out that Manuel has lit a fire. So he assumes that Manuel has stolen his lighter. Jack is even more pissed off, just using his legs to kick the sand and put out the fire. Following this, they start fighting. Jennifer attempts to get them to calm down. It's not easy to stop 2 men fighting. The next day, Jack steals Manuel's goggles, then goes fishing. He has caught so many fish. But when Manuel discovers this, he doesn't even get angry, on the contrary, he smiles. Jennifer doesn't say anything either. He asks them what's wrong. Jennifer gently tells Jack that Manuel threatens to kill him. But he's so calm right now. Suddenly, he senses something wrong. After asking for a while, Jennifer reveals the truth. She just wanted to end the war between these 2 men. So she agrees to have sex with him in exchange for peace. Jack is so upset, so he drags Jennifer to the water. Then decides to live alone on this island. He thought that it would make Jennifer wake up. But a few days later, Jennifer starts to accept Manuel. They even show love to each other in front of her husband. Jack has no idea if she is pretending, or she actually has changed. This scene is driving Jack crazy. To prove his own strength, he has created goggles with a plastic bottle, and learned how to catch fish. While fishing another day, Jack finds a boat on the ocean floor. He drags it to shore and attempts to repair it. Jennifer and Manuel see this, and they want to help to fix the boat with Jack. But Jack refuses them. The next day, the hole in the boat is finally repaired. So he goes fishing on purpose, while the other 2 manage to steal the boat and sail. They put their stuff on the boat and leave. When Jack comes out of the water to breathe, he sees them, so he swims back. Jack is trying his best to run over there. However, Manuel has successfully pushed the boat to the sea. Then they raise the sails. The boat has gone a bit far. Jack is still sitting here angrily. They both take a deep breath and feel relieved. But they don't know that Jack's plan all along was for them to take the boat and drown. Not long after, the boat begins to sink. Jennifer quickly checked the boat and finds out that the hole was not fixed. Seeing the boat sinking, they could only swim back to the island. On the shore, Jack is chilling and waiting to beat Manuel up. On the other side, Jennifer has finally come to shore. Manuel wants to run away. But Jack attacks the now exhausted Manuel with a spear. Seeing Manuel about to be killed, Jennifer immediately pushes her husband away. Manuel is saved. But Jennifer is kidnapped by her husband. She is tied up to the tree and brutally tortured by fire and a knife. Manuel is secretly coming behind Jack and knocking him to the ground. Jennifer takes this chance to bite the rope. They both run into the forest without looking back. At that point, Manuel is exhausted, so they have to stop to clean the wound. But then they see Jack going to the forest as well. They quickly hide on the tree. Unexpectedly, Jack still finds out the blood. So he throws his spear to them, which impales Manuel and makes him fall backward. Finally, Manuel dies. At the end of the movie, a yachting family has discovered Jennifer asleep in her hut. Her husband is still catching fish. She, still somewhat distraught over Manuel's death. Then she takes away the lighter leaves with them. When Jack finds out that, it's too late.